Alright, hello and welcome back to Castlevania, Portrait of Ruin. Last time, triggered the bad ending by fighting the vampire sisters, Eric's daughter, as any other boss, which you're not supposed to do, and then finding and using the sanctuary spell to return them to normal, unlocking the last 4 portraits of the game, and here I am now in one of them, grinding for an item drop. Come on, game. Today. Or not. Okay, today. Again, one of the other issues I have with these games, not just this one, but Aria of Sorrow for the Ability Souls. Likewise, the DS sequel Dawn of Sorrow for that matter. I usually don't mind grinding, if it's in a Final Fantasy or Dragon Quest or Etrian Odyssey game, but for some reason here, just going back and forth from screen to screen, fighting the same enemy. Here, grinding just isn't appealing. For rare item drops. There, finally! Yeah, samurai plate. Okay, that's not what I was thinking it was. Okay, maybe that wasn't even the right enemy. Huh. Never mind. I wasted my time anyway. What the hell is a Pyoko? Holy crap, I'm half dead. Okay, they're not doing much damage. Get out of my way. Not in the mood for you. Holy crap. Flea man infestation. Ah, great. I'm dead. Might have to use a potion. Oh, wait a minute. No, I won't. Here we go. Save room. Yeah, cool. Okay. Well, I'm up to level 32. Still like 20 levels below what I usually am at this point. Anyways. Feather gear. spent nearly 20,000 bucks on that just after the City of Hayes portrait. And up until now, it's been the defense stat-wise the best armor in the game. And I said back then that you'll be into the second half of the game before you get anything better. Well, even then, it's only if you know about that enemy drop from that horse rider outside and take the time to grind for it. Otherwise, it's going to be even longer before you get it. Whoa. Ouch. It could keep going left, but that's eventually going to be a dead end, so. Oh, the Minotaurs I mentioned earlier. Where are they on this list? There they are. Yeah. 10 SP with 1 master ring that's doubled to 20. With 2 master rings, that 20 is doubled to 40. The best normal enemy, at least as far as I can remember. Best normal non-boss enemy to grind for SP and weapon mastery for Jonathan's sub-weapons. Gold plate. Still, as far as defense stat goes, still weaker than the pillow feather gear. Anyways, over here. Owl morph. Shape-shifting spell that turns the caster into an owl, aka this game's flight ability. So, yeah. Can now fly, accessing all those high out of reach areas, well, previously out of reach areas that are no longer are. So after I'm done with this portrait, I'll be doing a lot of backtracking to all of those areas we had to pass by and ignore up until now. In this game, for some reason, the flight ability, or the owl morph, aka the flight ability, doesn't cost any magic to cast in the first place, and doesn't drain your magic as you're flying around the room or whatever. No magic involved whatsoever, unlike most of these games. So yeah, I mean, if you don't mind how slow you fly, you could literally, at least until you hit something or something hits you, then don't you growl at me. Oh. Okay, well, can't go that way. What? Okay, it's not supposed to be. Okay, I guess it does somehow along the way take magic. Since I'm completely out of it, I can't use it. Okay, maybe I stand corrected to some small degree on that last statement. Guess it does take some magic. I mean, obviously, hitting the button and nothing is happening, so yeah. So I guess it must take at least 1 or 2 points. Anyways, yeah, obviously without the Allmorph, you're not getting up here. I hate these things. Yeah, laugh it up. Laugh it up, Fuzzball. Oh, actually, no, that this isn't Empire Strikes Back. That don't work here. You're not Chewbacca. Ring the bell. Hey! Damn you! Oh wait. Trying to do something in here. Okay, it did work. Not that it really matters, but... Flame Whip. What is this? Simon's Quest? I don't know. I actually liked the Flame Whip in Simon's Quest. This. I don't know what the gag here is. Is this supposed to be a reference to Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets? You know, moaning Myrtle, the ghost in the bathroom? No idea, but pointless. No side quest involving this. I don't know what the gag here is, but it's kind of silly. Yeah, okay, well, there is the risk of him doing that, yes. Quit breathing on me, Buster. Go breathe somewhere else. Well, at least I got one of them. Should I grind for the item he drops? One of the items he drops. I mean, not the ghouls, but the armored dude. One of the items he can potentially drop is basically your own version of that thing he swings around. Wrecking Ball. Sub-weapon for Jonathan. The other item he can potentially drop is an armor. Heavy armor. And they aren't kidding when they say heavy armor. You walk really slow with that. Granted, it's very good as far as defense goes, but I wouldn't recommend using it unless you're in boss battles that don't, or enemies that don't require a lot of fast movements. Like one of the boss battles in one of the remaining portraits. Alright, well, I'll do that. Like I said, I'm going to, at some point, be doing, now that I have the flight ability and access to all those previously unreachable areas, I'm going to be doing a lot of backtracking and stuff, so probably do a video of nothing but filling out the rest, the rest of the item drops and whatnot. Like I was thinking, make one video of nothing but that, so that way if that's not something you'd want to watch, you can just skip that video and not miss anything else. Hello, whatever they, however you pronounce that word. Yes. And this isn't even a remake. I mean, I commented a lot of times about how I hate when they change the enemy names in remakes of games, changing what they once were. This isn't even a remake, but wherever it is on here. However you pronounce that word. In Symphony of the Night, the game that as far as I'm aware of this enemy debuted in, they were simply called a Salem Witch. What was wrong with that? Why did they have to change it to Ignoramus, or however you pronounce that word? I mean, again, don't get me wrong, that works both ways. Like I was commenting earlier, it's in the same aforementioned Symphony of the Night, Legion's original name was Grand Balloon or something like that. So sometimes renaming enemies can be a good thing, but this is not one of those cases in my opinion. Salem Witch was a better name, more explanatory of what they... What? Were they afraid of offending some descendant of the Salem witch trials or something? I mean, stands to reason a lot of times when they rename stuff and things like that is they're afraid of offending someone. People seem to go out of their way in fear of offending people these days. And to me, it's kind of silly. I mean, I'm not saying we should all be assholes to each other, but whatever happened to the phrase they used to spoon feed us as kids in the 70s, early 80s? Honesty is the best policy. Anyways, that's a whole nother subject for a whole nother time. Yeah. Point being, in my opinion, too eager to change things because it might offend someone. Like the Washington Redskins football team. Name that stood for multiple decades. Suddenly is too offensive and can no longer exist. F you, NFL. Oh, these guys. Okay. Lesser Demon. They dropped one of the items I was mentioning earlier. Instantly curses you when you wear it or equip it. Yeah. Once you actually get it, that is. Ow! 42 damage. And that's with the best armor in the game up to this point. Of course, that's magic, so magic defense, yeah. Magic defense, at least especially in older RPG-esque games, magic defense was always a problem. The stat may have existed, but wasn't programmed into the game's scripting. And, like, yeah. Well, I was going to make a reference to the NES original of the first Final Fantasy game, Final Glitch Fantasy. It doesn't work like it's supposed to. But in all honesty, magic defense or lack of it being, or magic defense being bugged was an issue all the way up to at least Final Fantasy VII. In the original version of Final Fantasy VII, anyways. They might have fixed it in the remasters and ports like the one on the Switch recently. Okay, come on, game. Alright, skip it for now. I'll be back here in that grinding video, bestiary completion video. But for now, let's move on. Oh, you again. Kiss my butt. Go away. Of course, I could have just used the Olimorph and flew right over his head. That would have worked too. Except for when he raises his sword up like that, you gotta watch out. one of the bosses in Dawn of Sorrow, one of the other Nintendo DS Castlevania games. Here, just a common enemy. Yeah. In fact, a lot of the, well, especially when you get to the Nest of Evil, a lot of the optional a lot of the bosses in that optional gauntlet portrait are main storyline bosses in Dawn of Sorrow. Kind of funny how that works out, but of course I'll be getting into more detail on that when I actually go through that portrait. Which isn't going to be for a while yet. I mean, I've only uncovered 549%. Still got 300 some to go yet, so. Oh, no, never mind. This room. I will be back here in a few minutes, well, 5-10 minutes give or take, for a side quest involving this room. But for now, oh god, a room full of these little twerps. Go away. And this is a room I hinted at before too. Two of these guys. With 2 master rings equipped, 40. Plus, there's 2 of them, 80 skill points. Making this, at least for now, the best room in the entire game to grind for Jonathan's sub-weapon mastery in. That's if you spent 200,000 or 400,000 on the master rings, otherwise not so much so. But then you can, you know, if things go bad, warp back to the entrance, no enemies from there, clear shot back to Eric, Vincent at the shop and the save point there, buy potions, heal up, come back, grind some more. I'll be doing a lot of that, most likely off screen between videos, mastering those sub weapons now that I have access to this string of rooms. But for now, of course, again, not to worry about it. Mastering those sub-weapons is not something you have to do. Heck, you don't even have to find them in the first place, let alone take the time to master them. Okay, that's taking the word dragonfly a little literal. By the way, where am I going? I don't want to go that way. That's where I just came from. Duh. Pay attention, me. Okay, who's doing that? Kind of creepy. I mean, not hitting you. There's no health damage here, but still, just invisible hand. And whoever it is follows you wherever. Let me out of here. Whoa. Okay, how did I not catch fire there? I was standing right in the middle of that when that happened. Think I'd be roasting too. What did I tell you about growling at me, buddy? item that I only realized was there by walking around with the Eye for DK item. Back when I still held on to them and did sell them for the 12,500 bucks resale value. But later in one of the remaining, or two of the remaining portraits actually, there'll be an enemy that drops that item for a side quest a little later, plus like pretty much full health recovery, except for maybe if you have like 1,000, if you're leveled up to the point where you have like 1,000 hit points, then maybe not quite full health recovery. But so yeah, one of those food related items I hinted at much earlier, that since you're limited to 9 standard potions, items like this can be even better anyways, since they recover more hit points than potions do never mind. Damn birds. Of course, they drop a summon spell for Charlotte randomly, like every other item dropped from enemies. But oh, boss room. Okay, who are we fighting this time? Oh, Frankenstein. And yes, I know, Frankenstein was the doctor's name. The monster didn't have a name. Middle fingers in your face. Who gives a crap? I mean, I suppose that same argument works against me when I rant on about the music bands I like. So yeah, we're even there, I guess, if I'm being fair and honest. But still, I get so tired of hearing that. Well, the monster didn't have a name. Who, other than you, who cares? Well, come on, getting my butt kicked here, right? Why ain't it working? What the hell? There it goes, finally. I swear I was hitting that button combo at least twice. Whoa. Take that, Frankie. Oh, we're out of magic, okay. Damn, how many hit points do you have? Okay, ow, ow, ow. Okay, heal, quick. Gotcha. Alright. Can go into that one now, or that one. But, now that I have the flight ability, now is the point in the game, or like I was saying a few minutes ago, where I spend a great deal of time backtracking through all the previous areas, exploring those areas that I couldn't reach before because they were too high up in the ceiling or whatnot, like that room back in the City of Haze portrait. So yeah, it's gonna, at this point it's probably gonna be at least 2 videos, I would say, before I move on to the next portrait. Finish off this one, backtracking and doing all that stuff. And then the next video will probably be that grinding video I've mentioned before for bestiary completion and item drop purposes. So yeah, I'd say at least 2 more videos before I go on to the next one, the next portrait. Anyways, let's see. No, not there. Where was that? No, that was not it. I guess that's going to have to do it. I think that's the closest I can get to that warping. Actually, yeah, there was something in this room anyways. No, not this room specifically, but this room. Pointed it out the first time I reached this. Back before fighting that vampire sister boss with Stella or whatever. I keep getting those two mixed up. Yeah. Could have got this back then. Problem is, at least for me anyway, getting back out of here is the trick without being able to fly. And good luck getting back out of here with that. Which, that combined with the fact that I never use it anyway is why I don't mind waiting until now to get it. Magic spell for Charlotte. Alright, no, I can't. Well, I could go that way, but. Wait a minute, why am I going? That's. Oh, yeah, it was up there. Yeah. Oh. Fine. Be that way, game. Oh, you dirty. Yeah, there it is. Since I opened this up. First time through here, I couldn't have gone this way because that wall of flame would have still. Okay. Again, technically, like I said earlier, I could have got these as soon as I got access to this area right after the Grim Reaper Death Boss battle. Didn't necessarily have to wait until now for this. But since I never use either item, I don't mind waiting. And of course, there's this that you couldn't have picked up until now, since there's no platforms here to jump along like I just did to get those other 2 items. You actually have to be able to fly to get up here to get this one. Well, I suppose you could have waited until later when you get the high jump ability, but like I've already ranted about it in an earlier video, you need to be able to fly to get to the high jump ability in the first place, so either way, yeah, you wouldn't have been able to get. Without the flight ability, you wouldn't be able to get this, whether you use it directly or you use the high jump ability you get from it. You get the idea. Anyways. Can be useful, I suppose, but I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I prefer the axe. Hit enemies overhead. With so many enemies that are overhead. Yes. Okay. Nothing else to do here. So. I guess. Oh, okay, that's right. That's just that room that had hit point extension item. Out of my way. Coming through. Still don't have the item that negates petrification yet, so I gotta watch out for them. But yeah, I thought there was an item over here. Another magic spell for Charlotte. That again, since I never use, I don't mind waiting until now to pick up. Okay, so that about does it for this. Sure. One last petrification for old time's sake, huh? A parting gift, right? Yeah. Since next time I see them, by then I'll have the item that negates petrification. By the time I see those frickin' Medusa heads again, at least I'm pretty sure that's going to be the case. This just has the standard Medusa heads, not the golden ones that can petrify you. Standard Medusa heads, you know, they're still annoying even in these games, but like I said earlier, at least in games like this, there's no instant death pits for them to enemy knockback you into. Yeah. Unlike original Castlevania and many of the so-called classic Vania games, where I swear half the times you die is because of that crap. Cheap Deathsylvania. Anyways, back to this room. This, of course. Because it's on the ceiling and you can't quite jump that high. For the longest time I was thinking you had to fly to get here too, but... yeah. Double jump combo with... Acrobat Cube can get you up here. First time you're going through this room when you're trying to do that cycle scenario. But with this, I don't mind. Definitely with this, I mean, at least some of the magic spells of Charlotte, you can argue have some use if you use Charlotte's character more than I do, which is basically none at all. But this item, okay, first of all, is worse than what I've had practically since the start of the game, just after the City of Haze portrait. Secondly, boots that enhance sliding ability. Okay, let's examine that statement. Not really. I don't see any difference. Besides that, this isn't exactly like a Zelda game where rolling actually does help you move a little faster. So anyway, either way, what's the point? Completely useless item. I don't know what they were thinking with this, but yeah, it sucks. Pause. Alright. So yeah, slick boots. Yay. I guess closest places. Back to the Forest of Doom painting. In the one room I couldn't access before. Talk about a slow elevator. Haha, you can't get me up here. Yep, done here.
Charlotte, Jonathan.
Wrong one. Oh, come on. Now. No, not. That was a waste. Out of the water, Jonathan. Oh no, that was okay. Yeah. Okay. Back here again. First, an item that technically speaking I could have came back for as soon as I got the code for it. Before I even used it to scale the Tower of Death and get up to Grim Reaper, etc., and everything I've done since then. But since the other item here does require the flight owl morph ability, I always wait until now and get both of them in one return trip. Saves a little time in backtracking. Oh, you dirty! Throw things at me, will ya? Big deal. No, not that. Okay. Back here again. My eye for DK item grinding spot. This, yeah, where I got one of those done items for the whatever. appearance quest. Actually, I probably should have warped now that I think about it. Oh well, too late now. No! Would you quit doing that? Back to this room. Yeah, where we had that carton sequence. What? All that for this? No. That. Not so good stat-wise. Heals HP as you walk. So it's kind of like the Erdrick's armor in the first Dragon Warrior game. But it only heals 2 hit points, so only ideal in a place where there are no enemies at all or enemies that deal minimal damage. But because of its lower defense, you probably wouldn't want to be wearing this in a tougher boss battle. The amount of hit points you're healing is nowhere near enough to counter the damage you'd be taking. Anyways, that's it for this portrait. Done here now for the rest of the game. Alright, one other item. All the way back over here. Second screen of the entire game. Okay. Oh shoot. I just now realized. I made a point of mentioning it while I was exploring the castle initially after the City of Haze portrait before going to the desert one. When I was exploring all of the castle we had access to at that point. Made a point of mentioning it in passing, but just now realized I forgot to go back and get that item once it was possible to do so. Just now noticed that looking at my map there. Yeah. I care. Why are you backing away for then? Yeah, good for you. Learn to say something else or shut your pie hole. Yeah. This. Again, I made a point in mentioning this, even showing how it's highly unlikely that you can make that jump normally. But then once I got the pushing upgrade, forgot to come back here and actually. Yeah. Oops. Okay, where is? Not much for attack power, especially at this point of the game. I mean, the attack power would have been better suited if I would have remembered to come here and get it as soon as it was possible to do so, if I hadn't forgotten. But what makes this more interesting than just the attack power or the lack thereof is this thing can hit enemies in all awkward angles. Yeah, probably one of the, if not the best whip item in the game. Well, next to the main whip, the vampire killer, of course. I mean, I used to use this a lot before I realized how powerful the Holy Claymore is and how early you can get it. That pretty much killed my interest in the Nebula. Anyway, that's pretty much all for the main castle exploration. Except for the final area up there in the upper right that we still can't get to yet. Yeah, good for you. And key. Now, one last portrait to revisit, and why am I back here? What am I doing? Pay attention, me. One last portrait to, optionally speaking, revisit. In this case, the first of the items is closer to the start, so warping would kind of make the trip a little longer. Be out of your way. Again, no platforms to jump on here, so the only way you're getting up here is to fly up here. all just for that. I mean, to be fair, if you like the, the fisticuffs type weapons, monk-like in other RPGs, if you like that kind of weapon, this is probably still kind of useful for your kind of playthrough, but I don't, so. Anyway. Shortcut. Actually, wait a minute, where am I? Oh, yeah, okay, fine. Oh, you dirt. You're gonna pay for that. Dummy. I was just gonna fly over your head and let you live, but no. You had to hit me. No, don't you wish you hadn't done that? Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier. Didn't do that when I was here the first time, but yeah. Dude, I'm behind you. What are you aiming at? Seriously.
Charlotte, Jonathan. Charlotte, Jonathan.
Okay. Oh. Guess I'm taking the long way around. Oh well, fine. So be it. Huh. Coffee. Don't mind if I do. Extra strong, cool. Not like one of these games where it's mentioned in that description that it's decaffeinated. Like, ew. Back to where we first saw Bronner. Only now there's enemies here since that cutscene is long since over. Back to this room. These boulders are so much easier to avoid when you can just fly over the top of them. And this, well, if you didn't get the samurai plate as an item drop from that dead warrior horseman earlier like I did, this would actually be an upgrade. But well, it still is an attack and strength, but call me crazy, but I don't equip armor for attack upgrades. I mean, if it works both ways, it's nice, armor that increases both attack and defense, then fine. But an armor that raises attack while lowering defense, an armor that does that, yeah. Sorry, but I'll pass. Anyways, 100%. Only took 3 trips here, but... Oh sure, land right on the boulder. Here I am, hit me! Well, actually, since I haven't done the item drop grinding here. I'll be back here in the next video for that. Next video or two, depending on how long that all takes. Anyways, for now, now what? Oh yeah, okay. That's right. Forgot about that. Should have came back here and had this conversation right after the worst part of the game, in my opinion, was over. Before going on to the next portrait. Oops. Yeah, and my acting as your shield, so you didn't take any damage, you magical incompetent. Slightest damage you take follows up your magic casting. Some genius you are not. Full of yourself you are, but... Eventually, yes. Okay, is that the last of the dialogue? Nope. What do you know? Okay, that can be taken to imply that... Yeah, never mind. Yeah, okay. Okay. It's a whip. How can it recognize anything? It's not alive. Well, actually, within the Castlevania storyline, that kind of thing would get answered in the canonical first game, Lament of Innocence. On, what was it, PS2, I think? The origins of the Belmont family, Dracula, and the vampire killer whip. Kind of the skyward sword of the Castlevania franchise. Okay. Any more? Oh, come on, game, really? What are you talking about? I still have, what, 3 portraits yet? I'm only like maybe 60% of the way through the entire game. Whatever.
You're back.
Ooh, side quests. Okay, that one's going to require master. I have the javelin, just don't have it equipped or even started mastering it yet.
Care to try? This is your training.
That one I'll be able to do in the next portrait. I'll be going to once I'm done with all the grinding for item drops and weapon mastery and all that stuff and ready to move on with the game. The next portrait I'll be going to, I can do that quest.
Care to try? I'm counting on you.
Anyways. Well, what do you want now? Dude, that's a long ways away yet. I still got 3 portraits to go yet. Pay attention, dudes. that'll do it for this video. See you next time. Of course, again, the next video will pretty much be nothing but grinding for item drops for bestiary completion purposes. So if you don't care to see that, then you'll probably want to skip that video. Hopefully I'll be able to do all that in one video. Anyways, see ya. And as always, thanks for watching. Bye.